So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming and the league that means absolutely nothing here on the channel. It's been absolutely fantastic so far to bring you some games that ultimately mean nothing, but to us they mean pretty much everything because we absolutely love this game and we love CC and we just love playing our favourite characters and love playing our favourite decks or new decks or just experimenting with things when there's no stakes whatsoever. So this is a series that you can come to expect a lot more of. I'm going to continue to invite people on to play in these leagues that mean absolutely nothing just for the sake of having fun and playing flesh and blood. I think that's what it's all about, and it's a nice way to engage with the game on these off times when not much is going on. Yeah, thanks to all the contestants, thanks to all the viewers so far that we've had, and all the comments that you've left and all this, and we are very much far from done. So this is pretty much in the middle of the week. We haven't really had anything this week because we're still playing the week 2 games, and those have all concluded. All those matches have been resolved now as well, so all of those games for week 2 will be actually published next week on Go Again Gaming for the league that means nothing. And that's probably the upload schedule you're going to see with this league. Is everyone plays, then I edit all the videos and they come out a week later. So we are in a bit of a limbo period now, but while we're in the limbo period, just thought I would hop on to go through the results of the games for week 1. A few of those games would have been televised, but a few of them would have not been televised. So I'm just here to give you the overall picture as to what the results are going into week 1. So first of all, we had this is one of the televised games. This was Florin Lockin's Kasai versus Carlotta's Azalea, and that was the last game to be published last week on the channel, and that is fully available to go and watch now. So go and watch it. Ultimately, Azalea did take that win home, and it was a fantastic navigation of Azalea's abilities and Kasai's output that won Carlotta that game, and she found the right things at the right time. And there was really azalea interactions between the two decks, especially between two cards, Nourishing Emptiness and Red in the Ledger. Azalea was Carlotta was firing Red in the Ledger, and then obviously Florin was coming back with Nourishing Emptiness. Then Carlotta was responding with Red in the Ledgers against a Nourishing Emptiness. So it's like a cool little dichotomy between those two cards. But yeah, very, very good game, and fair play for Carlotta for being 1-0 at this stage in the tournament. The next game was Carlos GG's KO versus Master Set Madness's Dorinthia. Now, this game was televised in Spanish over on Fabratorium's channel. It wasn't on Go Again Gaming, but it was on Fabratorium's channel. And Carlos GG and Carlotta, the aforementioned Carlotta, are part of that team. So go and check that match out on Fabratorium. But ultimately, that was a KO win. So Carlos goes 1-0 into week 2 on KO. Then the third match was actually my Azalea playing against Will Bradshaw's Prism Awakener of Soul. I didn't really know what to expect going into this game, and it actually started off fairly well until I had, yet again, a no arrow hand. I think I have to look at my deck composition to see what is going on, because I am having that issue a lot recently, just having no arrows in hand. Maybe I don't have enough arrows, maybe I have too many buffs, we will see. But ultimately that was my downfall in this game, and sadly I did not win, and that was Will Bradshaw on Awakener of Soul going 1-0 into week 2, and myself going in with a loss. The fourth match was DM Armada's Kasai versus Mokadashi's Dromai. This was a televised game on Go Again Gaming, so you can go and see the full breakdown here. But Mokadashi on Dromai managed to just get so many dragons on the board and rake the embers multiple times, and found, I think, all 3 of the tomes of Imperial Flame. So that was hard for Stephen to really do anything there, and therefore Mokadashi on Dromai going 1-0 into week 2, and DM Armada, unfortunately, content creator extraordinaire, good friend, going 0-1 on that first game. Next we had Andrew Mason on Teklo Vossen versus Hank on Viserai. Now, this was an interesting game because you go into this thinking that that Teklo Vossen doesn't have any arcane barrier, but Teklo Vossen did actually manage to win this game through being able to assemble Ultron and getting out a rusted relic early. This wasn't a game that was televised. It was recorded and it was edited, but I just didn't actually have the time to get the casters to do anything for this one. So maybe we release that another time, perhaps, but that was an Andrew Mason win because he managed to assemble the Necropotent suit, which was great to see. So Hank couldn't really keep up with the ridiculousness of that happening, and Andrew Mason had to take a boatload of rune chance and damage to actually assemble the suit as well. So I think Andrew dropped from like 40 life down to 8 life, and then managed to assemble the suit and just win from there, which was pretty crazy. Now, the next game was Riddlerman on Rhinar versus Sigma on Rhinar. This was the first match that was ever televised for the league that means nothing in its inception, so thank you very much for Riddlerman and Sigma for putting on a great match casted by Fresh and Buds and Mo Bogsley. This was a great game to start off the whole thing, and ultimately that was Sigma's Rhinar beating on Riddlerman's Rhinar there. I think there was a slight difference in loadouts. I think Riddlerman had the heart and cross strap in play, whereas Sigma did have the tunic in play. So there's slight variations on the decks themselves. I don't actually have the lists, but Sigma was the one managed to come through on that side of things. So 1-0 to Sigma going into week 2. And then finally we had Smithel Gaming playing Olympia and Anthony Zakella or Off the Taco playing Phi. And this was, again, another game that was televised on the channel for the league that means nothing. And this was a Decimator Great Axe Olympia facing off against a Phi. So I think the out-and-out aggro decks will kill Decimator Olympia, but Smithel was more than happy to bring this sort of trash Olympia, he calls it, to the fray for the league that means absolutely nothing. So fair play to these people that just want to bring the decks that they want to play to an event like this, right? So yeah, but ultimately that was Phi managed to just leak a lot of damage. You know, as much as and effective as Olympia was at trying to block, Phi just goes extensively wide and just gets through loads of chip damage, whether you're trying to block effectively or not. So it was a tough one for Smithel from the off, but that is available to watch on Go Again Gaming as well. But that pretty much sums up the week. We've got 14 participants in this game or in this event. So yeah, we are going to continue to bring you the coverage every fortnight or so from the games that are being played. But in the meantime, maybe giving you an update like this as to how players and the other sort of participants are going into, or what results they're getting, I should say. But until next time, that's pretty much it for the league that means nothing. We'll be back to do it all over again very, very soon with week 2 feature matches that are going to be casted by my good friend, Bill, from the Spike Feeders and the Living Legends podcast, and Jay from Zen State Fab, one of the regular guests on the Spike Feeders Fab YouTube channel for the Blitz gameplay. And yeah, definitely go check them out, and it's going to come out next week. So we'll see you still all over again then. Cheers.